AI-generated paleo art or hand-drawn? Which one is best and why? Let me give you my personal perspective as a paleo artist and explain why for me, AI can never be better than art by a human. While I talk about AI, I'll show you this drawing time-lapse. And in keeping with this channel's aesthetic, I won't display any AI slop here. There's enough out there already, and I'm not familiar enough with using it to make any kind of objective side-by-side comparison. If you'd like to see some AI paleo art, it's all over YouTube if you search for it. If you've seen my channel before, you'll know that my videos are 100% human-made. Drawn by me, written by me, and presented by me. It's something I'm really proud of. And not just my videos either. Lots of other paleo and science YouTube channels that I watch and love, from startups to very big channels, advertise about how they create or commission their own original art. Human-made art is something that many people appreciate. I read every comment on my videos, and almost universally, if there's a comment about the art, it's in favour of human creativity and hard work. AI art versus hand-drawn has become a bit of a battleground in the last few years, and paleo art is a particularly hot topic. Because no photos exist of prehistoric worlds and organisms, paleo art is the only way we can imagine how prehistoric worlds really looked. To be most effective, paleo art should adhere as much as possible to scientific findings from fossils and other evidence. So, to be the best and most believable paleo art, to truly inflame the audience's imagination and make it feel plausible and interesting, it needs to be grounded in truth and built upon the science. And that's where AI goes badly off-road. I'll pause here to introduce my time-lapse. Have you guessed what I'm drawing yet? It's a Permian animal. Today I'm drawing the synapsid Esteminosuchus, named the crowned crocodile, which lived about 267 million years ago during the Middle Permian. It's from the script I'm currently writing. It was a Dinocephalian that lived after the first Permian mass extinction, Olson's extinction. Despite the name, Esteminosuchus was not a crocodile, but a very large herbivore in a group called the synapsids, the stem mammals. It was almost as big as a rhino, with an unmistakable crown of bony horns and a mouth full of long tusks. From time to time I see the thumbnail for an AI-generated YouTube channel. They usually have some kind of image of a fictional monster to make it pure clickbait. It might be a Devonian video featuring some fish the size of a bus with a spiked body and vicious teeth, or a Carboniferous video with a Louise Bourgeois spider that looks like it's from War of the Worlds. If there's a large theropod, they inevitably all look like a T-Rex. When AI slop looks like this, I'm assuming that the prompt asks the art generator to draw an animal, like draw a scary insect of the Carboniferous, or draw a ferocious bloodthirsty Spinosaurus. And the worst part is that these clickbait videos are extremely popular. What chance does my humble Tiktaalik have against a sea monster 100 times larger than a sailing boat, dripping with blood? Well, for sensationalism, the sea monster wins. The fact that inaccuracies are propagated so widely is what really frustrates me. But for those who care about their favourite animals being accurately represented, the ancient natural world is already amazing enough. I've lost track of the number of times I've come across a prehistoric creature I'd never heard of that straight up made my jaw drop. Maybe because of some attribute or fact or tidbit of information. Life is amazing. It's amazing today, and it was amazing millions of years ago. I've never tried to add extra teeth or inflate an animal's size to make it scarier, because they don't need embellishing. Once there's no effort to create realism, once embellishing and exaggerating takes over, then it's not informative paleo art, it's fantasy art. That's a different genre which doesn't belong in paleontology media. From time to time, but much less these days, I get a comment asking if my work is AI. At this point, I hope it's pretty clear that my art is all original. But I will point out some cool benefits of making hand-drawn art. For starters, I can make cool time-lapses like this. I can also control tiny details to align with my scripts, like placing a particular insect or fish in the background that I'll zoom in on later. Because I don't need to rely on the compiled work of other artists, I've already drawn quite a large number of extinct animals, which I think have never been drawn before. They're mostly invertebrates, but some vertebrates as well. To do that, I draw directly from images of their fossils, or from their descriptions in papers. Or if they're really hard to depict, look what their family members probably looked like. When there's just a fossil imprint or a tooth as a reference, then only a human artist has the judgment to depict them from these sparse clues. I'm proud to have a consistent style across the thousands of drawings I've done so far, and I've hopefully grown and improved as an artist along the way. What if AI was given 5, 10 or 50 years to develop? Surely by then, it will definitely be better than hand-drawn art. It will probably look better, certainly. But this is the final clincher for me. Hand-drawn art will forever be better because I did it. I touched pen to paper or stylus to drawing tablet. It makes me feel happy to draw. It calms me down, and it's how I relax after a long day at work. I lose myself in drawing. I grow as an artist, and I feel a sense of accomplishment when I finish a piece, and a sense of pride when I display a piece. And that's it. The number one reason why clicking to generate an artwork will always be second best. Art for me is about making it, fixing mistakes and getting frustrated, and enjoying the moment it starts to take shape. Of course, I'm focusing on low-effort AI slop. There are surely AI users out there that care about accuracy and realism. AI art can produce insanely impressive depictions and animations that are gorgeous. They can have photorealistic quality with details like light shimmering off fish scales, flawless water texture, or feathers that shine in the sun. I could not hope to compete with that. My Asteminosuchus is not photorealistic. But then again, that's how I like it. I like to leave in all the imperfections, like rough scribbles and sweeping brushstrokes. Even when I narrate, I leave the imperfections in there too. I try and make prehistoric creatures feel tangible and alive, depicting them as vulnerable, living, breathing animals instead of sensational monsters. Nor do I try to prioritize photorealism. I'm not a perfect artist or presenter, but as AI slop invades YouTube and other media, I feel more compelled to make human touches more obvious for a bit of relatability. I hope that's where I have the advantage. It's why artists all over the world continued to paint after cameras were invented. Well, that's it. I think Asteminosuchus is finished, ready to wade through hot swamps and floodplains in what is now the Perm region of Russia. It's maybe a little too cartoonish, maybe the head is too big, and I could have drawn its tusks better. But it's okay for an hour's work. By the nature of this channel, I need to produce my works relatively quickly. I highly encourage you to explore the works of much more experienced, professional paleo artists to see just how amazing paleo art can get. So, what do you think about AI art? Does it have a place in the paleontology world? What are your favourite paleo artists? And what is the best AI art or the most loathsome AI art you've ever seen? I'm looking forward to some good discussions on the topic. Thanks to all my patrons who are supporting me on Patreon, and a special shout out to the Longisquama tier, the superfans listed on the screen. And as always, if you're interested in learning about the worlds of deep time, make sure to like and subscribe.